losing hearts?
Yes.
Actually?
Can I die by starving to death, or does it just give me to half a heart?
You actually can die?
Yeah, I think so. Starving right now. I've been losing hearts because of it.
Like, a lot? Like, a lot of hearts? Or?
Yeah, I'm like halfway dead, and there's no food. Can I keep you two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like really low. Holy crap! Please don't kill me. I just need food. I don't think I'll get any stuff. Oh, that's food stuff on me. Okay, I'm not losing hearts anymore, but I still need food because I mean, I can't run or
Alright,
anything.
here we
And
go.
that, but I
Moving
was losing
out of the
hearts.
TKSMP White House. Today is going to be a sad day. A lot of people are going to be losing their jobs in the government due to me, out. It's going to be getting a whole reset since, I am now
Yeah,
no longer going to be the president. The election is tomorrow, which means today I probably am going to have to move out, pack my bags, and and enjoy my final night as president of the SMP. As president, have gotten a lot done so far in the SMP. According
yeah.
to F5 News, I am the number one president I'm the only president that has done the most accomplishments. I am the president that has done the most accomplishments
I don't.
publicly
Does it?
announced. And under my presidency, also another thing, according to F5 News, the wars were at an all-time low. So we're
I think it was
making
actually
it,
all time high.
we're making good progress. And also another really good fact, though, according to F5 News, we have the most shops in the history of the SMP under my term, which is a huge thing. So I've gotten so much accomplishments done. But as you guys know the quote, all good things must come to an end. And unfortunately, I have to
I hate that quote.
get out of my presidency and hand the power over to somebody else that gets
Function!
elected.
I
All right.
need food.
Okay, here is
I got
some bread,
here's
okay?
money. Alright, yeah,
Okay,
Function,
okay.
listen. Yeah, take the money. I think it's actually not even just F5 news. I think it's a fact that you have done the most of each home. If you look in the AOA's tab, it says a lot about you in good ways. It says a lot of good things about you. I don't know if you've seen the new AOA called Falling Action. There's a lot of things on that. I think it's just a fact that during your presidency term, you've been the most active president, and you got a lot done, and there were shops that would have never happened if it wasn't because of your term.
Yeah,
So
I
your
mean,
term caused
and
good
I
spots.
know I know I didn't fill most of the shops, but one thing that I did is
Yeah, but
I encouraged my leadership is
exactly.
what led to.
Because if you take a look at TK, like TK's one, I mean he tried a bit, and he got some nice things done, but I mean, cause like, okay, I don't know cause like TK did a good starting point, I would say, for cause like spawn was
You
empty,
forgot to
so he
include
did a
Congress. That was the
decent
problem.
job.
You forgot to include Congress.
Yes, yeah, that was the problem. I
All
would
right.
have got a lot
Anyways,
more if I did
though,
Congress, but I did a
so
good start from spawn. But when you win presidency,
yeah.
what we
All right.
needed was encouragement, and you
So
gave us the encouragement.
yes.
My house,
Okay. So you want to have a debate with me? You said.
yes.
All right. In
The
the White House.
slashes, the
In the White
slashes.
House.
I will be, yeah, I'll be sitting, like, I'll be with the, I'll be representing the slashers. I'm not the leader, Mr. I'll be representing
You're
them.
according to F5 News, you are the co-founder of the Slashers.
Honestly. Why is my
Um,
shield moving? I'm not too big. I'm black, okay? That's gotta be something. Are you saying I... Never mind. Why is my shield freaking moving? What? Okay.
what's happening?
My shield is moving. I'm spazzing out.
What's
Okay.
happening?
I don't
Alright.
know. I'm spazzing.
This is my Oval Office for you guys. We updated it so
Oh, we're
far.
going to the
Looking, this
Oval,
is
okay.
one of the best
Can you give me
Oval
a seat?
Offices we've ever had. No, we can go in the debate room. This is one of the
Oh,
best
okay.
Oval Office designs we've ever had.
Yeah?
In the TK S&P, this is definitely the best, all-time best. All right, so right here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. Oh, it's moving. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is serious moments on the S&P right now.
All right.
Doing a debate.
I need to give me some prompts. Okay.
Okay. I got some prompts.
Wait.
I'll be
You can bring up some
need.
prompts. We're gonna be starting. Hold up. Sorry about that. Let me just get the cameras ready.
Alright, done.
All right. We're gonna be doing some. We're gonna be doing. All right. So some of my prompts will be questions. Some of mine will be statements. You ready?
I don't have a seat.
Oh, I picked it up. Sorry.
Oh, you did.
There you go.
The game's been really laggy lately.
Here we go.
I've been noticing.
What the?
Did you see that?
I do.
Exactly.
I see that.
Is it just me? Why does it do that?
All right. Things
well,
good.
it works now.
Oh, okay.
Hello,
it's
Fortune.
whatever. It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
You
fine.
ready to start? All right. Let me do my intro. All right.
Yes.
Hello. I am. What was your? All right. Hello. I am Fortune 5, president of the TK S&P, and today I'm debating maybe a future president, Greasy Zenith, to, God willing, convince me that maybe the stuff I did was wrong in my presidency. All right. Hello. Nice to meet you.
This isn't
my
about
name-
you.
Hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Fortune, president of the S&P
Nice to meet
or
you,
S&P.
President.
My term is ending, and my first prompt is it's actually going to be a question, and it's a question you've actually brought up a lot, and it's definitely a heavy topic here nowadays. My first question to you is: should PvP be allowed in all areas or limited to specific zones?
So, Fortune, I'm sorry, but this debate's mostly about what happened yesterday. More than that, but I'll answer that. But the future
No.
prompts
We
should
can
be more
do it
the
about
war.
yesterday. Oh, that's just like a meeting.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
just
we're
like a
supposed
meeting.
to be doing.
Well, okay. So what about yesterday? Did you want to say to me? What is it?
Okay, so I just want to clear up the air because everyone is probably confused about what happened yesterday, and they're probably a little bit scared of the slashers. And I'll tell you why, because before people think, alright, you might think, oh, the slashers isn't a threat, like, no, they can't kill us. Well, I think the slashers have 3 teammates that could literally probably kill a whole server if they want to. Now,
Okay,
I think that's getting people a little bit scared, but that is not our intention, and we will be clearing the air.
Okay, can I say
so
something?
you guys want to know what happened? Yes.
So you just mentioned that we're not supposed to be this scary clan or cult, whatever, and then
Yeah.
you go on to then say we can kill anybody we want.
Yes, but okay.
So
can I
how?
explain-
Okay, no. So we're not gonna end there. Adapt from that. You just said that you are not scary, and you are not scary. You're not. We're not trying to bring intimidation. And then you literally just said. Then you literally just said, well, we can kill anybody we want on the server and on the S&P or whatever.
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm really
was gonna
confused
explain
of
why I
why
said that.
you know.
Yeah. Okay. Can I explain why I said that?
Okay. Yeah. Explain.
I'm saying this is the perspective of the people. If you see 2 deaths that were caused by the slashers, anyone in the world would be a little bit scared. Not to mention the slashers' main leader is Mr. B. If you don't know much about Mr. B, well, obviously he's the best PvPer. So for a citizen that looks at Mr. B, aka the powerful PvP, and TK joining on his side with Josh, people obviously are going to probably be a little bit scared and intimidated. And what I'm trying to bring is some closure to those people that are scared of us. And I want to, shed some light about what happened yesterday and give people reasons why not to be scared of us, because we are not gonna try to kill the Silver. Lotion, I know you probably were a little bit scared that you might be dead, right? Because, like, if you saw that Nate and Cody died,
I'm the president. I already got everything I wanted so far. This is
yeah,
been one of the best presidencies I've ever been a part of, and I can never be happier.
I know.
So whatever happens now from on, it's just, you know, it's been a fun time.
Yes, but like, even though you had a good presidency, we're not gonna try to take away your presidency if that's what you think. Like, listen, we are not, like, I know you might be looking at this and being a little bit scared that we are gonna come after you and kill you because you might think we hate your presidency.
Yes.
Or something.
Yes.
But let me bring closer to the citizen. The rest of the citizens on the SMP, Axolotl, the Seagull, Fortune, and am I missing more people? I think I'm missing more people.
No, you're not. That's
Josh is
literally
not here
it.
too.
We got a population drought that is lowest in history.
What?
Lowest. We have a lowest. We have one of the lowest population droughts. We have in history of the SMP.
Really.
No one has ever gotten on.
Not really.
Okay. We average, I think, 3 to 3.5 members a day. That is a really low.
Yeah, well, that's obviously because.
And well, in season 8, we had, I think, 4 to 5 usually on, because we had Dino. We had Dino. We had Cordy. They were all more active than they are today. We have never seen a sign of Dana Panda. Maybe one time. We have never seen a sign of Dana Panda. We have never seen a sign of Dino. We barely see Cordy, which you just killed Cordy. I'm going to get to that in a second. Yes. And then, that's it. I mean, well, you invited a new member, Axolotl, okay.
We got new ones, Mr. Seagull.
And Mr. Seagull. But one thing is for sure, a lot of these people left for, I think, the same reason. People were getting tired of the repetitiveness in the SMP. That's why, as president, I was actually different than a lot of other ones. I brought a different tone. I brought a different challenge. I brought a different goal to Spawn, which a lot of people think my goal was to, you know, make this political. It's actually not. I actually just wanted to change things up, and I think my presidency has gone really good. And if we had more members, if people invited more people, which Dino, I asked Dino, he doesn't respond. He's completely quit the SMP.
Whoa. You asked Dino to join back or invite more people?
What?
Wait, you asked Dino to invite his friends to join back the SMP?
No, I didn't. No.
Then what did you say to him?
I said like, hey, are you ever interested in joining back in the SMP? That's what I said.
Oh, he was thinking about quitting, but he kind of got banned. Did you not see what happened?
What did he do?
Alright, so when the SMP quit, like 3 weeks, like I don't know, it was a random day.
The N-word?
Yes. He invited his friend, he raided the Discord server,
was that a perm ban?
spammed the N-word.
Was that a perm ban?
Yeah, probably. Because look, no, listen, he raided the SMP, he invited his friends, he raided the SMP, he kept inviting people, he raided the SMP, the server Discord almost crashed because of that. Not crashed, but like it could have like got deleted because of that, because of how much of the spam happens. Yes, it could have.
That happened. That happened in season 10, my friend.
Actually,
that happened in season 10, my friend.
Season 8, around season 8 when that.
It was not season 8, actually. Let me tell you, I remember that moment. You told me. That was when we had that server. You know, when I couldn't join, I had to go to like Bedrock together, which I just couldn't connect to. That was when it was season 10, my friend.
Okay, even if it was season 10, that doesn't change it. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure it was season 8, but you don't remember that.
Okay.
It was the time when you could go to season 10.
I thought we were coming here to debate, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
let's drive back. Okay, let's drive back to the slashers. Okay, I want to get to. Okay, so you were talking, and the last time I left off was like you were killing these people, and we a lot of population drought, and I said, this is really repetitive, but for your cause of wars, for your reasons of wars, Dino in Season 8, 75, actually I'm gonna double down, 90% of the times, he was never on your team. He was always against you, okay? And he always said that I'm scared of Greasy. He does shitty things. He has said that many times.
Wait, what? He never said he was scared of me. He said I did bad things, but he was not scared of me.
Oh, no, he definitely was. No, he definitely was. He was scared of you and Dana Panda when you guys had that little thing. But, okay, hold on. I'm still going. Hold up. You can speak in a little bit. Okay, so let me just round what I'm saying. I'm basically saying yesterday's incident was uncalled for. That's what I'm going to say. Yesterday's incident was uncalled for. Now, I would like you to justify why it was called for and what's your reason behind the war. Because out of your words, this season, you DM'd me, or you texted me, you said to me, I remember you said this, I am going to have a good reason to start wars from now on. I really want to know why yesterday you went into a war with Nate. Now, I don't care, because I want the server to be at for good, peace without friendships, ending. I'm fine with wars as long as friendships ending. You and Nate actually didn't, but it still links to the purpose. Why did you start the war in the first place? That's just what
Thank you. Can I explain?
Yes, you can talk now. Yes.
Many reasons. All right. So, first of all, things are getting a little bit rowdy, and it wasn't because of Nate's defending you 1 point, like he likes to say. Oh, I defended Fortune once. That is the epitome. That is not the reason at all. That is like the most reason I've done. It all went. Me, Mr. B was gonna jump Nate yesterday. Either way.
For what reason?
I was just waiting for a good time.
What reason? Yeah, why?
Okay, thank you. Let me explain. So the reason why is when Nate first hopped on the server after the break, was I happy?
No, you weren't. No.
Was I happy? No. Why was I not happy? Well, it's obviously simple. Nate and me went in many roles, and it all led into one thing. He's just playing the SMP.
And the friendships. Okay.
In the friendship.
All right. I understand. So you killed him.
Also, that's not even it. He's also causing some demise when it comes against woes. If people barely can attack Nate on the wall, he's just gonna keep camping shop. We will get to the same circle moment of I will fight Nate. He's gonna camp shop and over. So I'm just waiting. So I'm trying to strike him because then if I can kill him, and all friendship still lasts. I don't left him again. Well, he quit. He doesn't come back ever again.
Okay.
This circle will be stopped. I'm not saying the wars will end forever. Wars will keep happening, but for different reasons and stuff.
Okay.
And the slashers have started a new age. I don't know if you noticed this yesterday. There was a riot going on, and
I saw the riot. Yep.
It led it to
which actually in the riot you actually mentioned multiple times, which out of your words just today you're like, it's not because you're a bad president, but in the riot you actually in front of the White House put a sign said worst president, and then you have the intimidation, you have the balls to go on here to say that it's not because I was a bad president, but you literally protested in front of the White House. You are the worst president. Please explain.
Yes, I would love to. Okay, let me fully explain before you get into it, please. So, I can't make my mind if you're a good president if you're not. I'll be totally honest. It's two sides. There's times when I'm not liking your presidency.
We can get into the presidency.
Biased.
Okay, hold on. We can get into that in the next prompt. Let's just focus on why. I don't care like the deep meaning of why you placed it. I just want to know
why did I do that.
No, but I want the general broad. I don't want you to go into like you were just about to go into.
No, this is very important. My thing I was going into is very important.
Okay, well,
I can't make my mind because let me explain.
Okay, you can't make your mind.
Because the reason I can't make my mind is there's times I don't like the president. I would say the sign was a little bit biased. It was when you kept booing my station and saying it's fake news. when Yo Station, all it really talks about is it doesn't really talk about the dangers. It just talks about how you're a good president. Mine was all about Davis, so that kind of made me mad.
Okay.
That's what I said, biased. But now, here's the thing. That's why I probably made this sign, is to believe that. But I don't generally think you're a worse president. I just got pretty angry. It was in the moment.
It's an exaggeration. Yeah, I understand it. It was for protest. Yes. I understand. Can I respond?
Yes.
So, what you just said on my news channel, you just said, in my news channel, it's all about me being a good president. Yes. Find a quote in the news channel where I said I was the best president. You will not find in the news channel. Okay, that is actually fake. No. That is actually fake. What you just said. Fake. That's a lie. In my news channel, I've actually never had glazed in myself. I've put stuff that I wanted. Hold on. I know what you're thinking. I've put my rules on there, and I've put what I've wanted to do, but I've actually never said, oh, well, I'm just the best president at this. But facts do show, you disagreed with me, some of the stuff I did was the best ever. And you disagreed with me a couple minutes ago. You just said, I don't know what topic we were on, but you did say one of my things were like the best. So, I think what you're saying is kind of a stretch. In my news channel, I focus on trying to get my way across, but without spreading fake news. Like, it definitely, I will say, my news channel is for what's it called? What party is it called? The Union Party. It is for unions, but we don't give facts supporting the person. We give real facts, not just made up facts.
Okay, listen.
We do deep into evidence, and we do so. Let me say why your channel's. Let me say why I said your channel is fake news. Well, some of it was a joke, kind of like how when you put the riot down and you place the signs. Some of it was a joke. But what also I want to say is, I actually started booing after you said I caused the flood, and I actually never responded to that. So. The flood first happened, right? Nate, I asked Nate. There's a video of this. I asked Nate, "Can I do anything?" I was on an episode. "Can I do anything to help?" He said, "No."
Okay.
He said no. And then TKN News corrupts what I said, saying that I did, that I had something to do with it, but I couldn't because the person told me I couldn't do anything.
Alright.
So TKN News.
That's fake. Listen. I mean, the point is, if we're going to go off topic to other stretches of the storyline, it's set. Alright, listen. If you want to go in the storyline aspect, yes, you couldn't do anything. But the reality, if we want to go to out of story, you didn't do anything. That's us going out of. That's going us in the story. You couldn't do anything. If we go out, you couldn't. Right? That is the piece of why I said that. It's because if we go, I'm going in the story. You didn't do anything, right? And if I go to the crash site, I don't. And yes, if we go to the crash site, I think I said one thing about it, which I said I wanted the Fortune to do something to this because he didn't do anything in the flood. That's where you got heated, right? And I'm in my mid session. I only mentioned one thing about you after you kept saying fake news, and I didn't go too deep into it until the news is over. So I have to keep my composure a little bit. So if you want to go on that, it is two sides. One, out of story, yes, you couldn't do anything. In story, which is what the news is in the story, that's where the news is in. Not out. You didn't do anything. So I was like, I want to fortune the temporary president's going to do anything. Now, if you don't do anything in the crash site, you still can't. If you go out of story, you couldn't do anything in the crash site. And plus, no one's going to shame you that you're not doing anything in the crash site because you're a temporary president. You can't really do anything.
Remember, I actually did. I called for a national emergency on that place.
Okay, that's good. And I was barely touching on you. You just got mad one statement. I barely touched on you. It was like very little. So that's that. Barely did anything. You did.
I remember
like,
some of it was a joke too. Just remember that some of it was a joke.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, that we're getting a little bit off topic. Let's spark with the original plot of why I did that. Right? It was in the moment, but I don't think you're a bad president. If you recall,
That's great.
in the English channel, was written by me.
There was an era for my own presidency, and I will say there was an era for my own presidency.
Yes, and
that shows
if you look
there
at
is no other president that has ever had an era named for themselves. And I'm not trying to be. Well, it was the era dedicated to them. It was basically like saying how well they did. And remember, at the beginning of my speech, when I was, in the when I got voted in, I said one thing I was gonna do is make Spawn great again. Spawn itself, the buildings, I'd say are the best. Now the economy, we can get into that, but the economy is pretty good. The best ever it has been without duping, with no duping. Okay. That is, I think, one thing you have to say. Without duping, this economy has probably been one of the greatest. And the economy is still going to go up. It's just index. But right now, I have led it to a really good, steady pace by having jobs, having more open jobs, by having more buildings. It increases employment, the economy boosting. We had more shop slots. That's another thing. And, so, I mean, I really got nothing else to say.
Yeah, but can I finish the statement?
Yeah.
I literally think you're a good president. And maybe I can't say right now. I'll see it in the future. After your presidency is over in the future, I'll probably say another statement. You might be the best president. Why am I not going to say it now? Is because you can't tell until it's done. And when it's done, I'll probably look back and say you're a good president. So don't worry about that. I think you're a good president. It was
I can't say I was the greatest. But you can't say I was the greatest.
I can't yet, but I probably will in the future. I think you're a good president.
I actually agree to that. That's something I really do agree with you in those type of statements about, that stuff. Yeah. I will agree. I think you can't really say someone's great. But that leads me to my next thing. In real life, would you
Wait, can I just finish off the statement?
Okay, yep.
I will possibly vote for you again if you ever won again. Possibly. But there might be a little bit of changes. I kind of think you should be a little bit less active than last time, because I don't like when it's always active voting.
I understand. I understand.
I think your presidency will be very solid if it didn't feel like there has to be a politic talk on the SMP every time we play.
I think that, but I don't know if I was the cause of that.
We'll see. I don't really know, but
I mean,
if next time you won,
it's like a White House there with a House of Representatives and a judicial system, that's just what we have today. But that doesn't just lead me into say politics. Like
okay, yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is if you won again, and if you go president, and if I vote for you, I'm gonna hope that there will be moments on the SMP, at least some days. It isn't about politics. We don't mention a politic. And it's only when, you do sign one executive voter, and that can spark for a couple of days and out. Because I just felt like it was way too much politics, and it always revolved around them, and I didn't like that. I liked when politics was a little bit glance, move on. It kind of felt better. And obviously, in this stage with the Congress, I'm not trying to remove that, because I think it's really important. But in this stage, it's going to be, I know politics have to, and it will be more often talked about than it used to be, because people are going to be making new rules, obviously, with the Congress, which back then you couldn't. So I can deal with that, as long as there could be a couple days on the SMP that wasn't chaotic about the politics.
Okay.
And then I'll vote for you again. So I don't think you should not run again, because you don't think anyone's going to vote for you. I think I will, if you can establish that. And I have a couple of ideas for your politics. We'll get to that later. Alright, next topic.
Okay. Do you have a prompt?
Yes. Okay. Now this is the thing I've been really wanting to do, and this is what we'll discuss.
You're asking me the question, right? You're asking me what I did, right? Okay, yep, go.
Wait, what? No, it's gonna be like the prompt I'm gonna want to talk about a bit. Now, this is what people really want to hear right now.
Why?
Why did I kill Cody? Why
Okay, I
and
actually
what
made
is the
that prompt.
slash?
I actually made that prompt. But
Yes.
continue.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, so why?
What?
And,
And I was only gonna
wait, can I
say.
justify?
I was
Can I
gonna,
also justify the prompt?
what?
I want to know why you killed QWERTY.
Yes.
However, you
Tell me.
said this was a war between me and Nate, and then you
Yes,
got
okay.
QWERTY into this.
Mhm.
You
Can
used
I'll
QWERTY
explain it.
to your advantage. You used
Okay.
QWERTY. You got Nate, but this was just between you and Nate. Just between you and Nate. That's it.
Yes.
You were to fight
I
man
will
on
be-
man, but then you brought QWERTY into this, which makes me
Yeah.
which makes me think, are you really that person when you're fighting? Because you have to use those tactics to people to cave in.
Mhm. Alright, listen.
And then
I'll
you said you
explain-
wouldn't use those tactics to cave in. All right, yeah, go.
Alright, I think it's time for me to a little bit get to my prompt too. I'll explain everything in that and my justification on that, and you can say if it's justified or not. Everyone has their own opinion, and everyone has the right to the opinion. And I'll also explain what does this mean for the rest of the people on the SMP, because I didn't really touch on that, and everything about the slashers and what's going to come up in the next era. What should we expect coming soon on the SMP in this new election coming up tomorrow. Here we go. Alright, first let's start about Cody. We need to do Cody, like, immediately, so let's start on him. So, the reason why Cody was in this fight is because we all know Nate. He won't fight. He's too scared to fight, right? So,
Okay.
I don't know if you heard, but I hostaged him. I didn't directly kill him.
I
so there
saw
would be
the
no
whole
connectivity.
thing. I saw the whole thing.
Alright, so you saw the hostage. I was planning on making the hostage better, but I didn't really get into that because I was mid on Nate's fighting because he had a 5-aspect sword, so it's kind of hard to build.
Okay, so
I
why
have
did
to
you kill?
make
Why did you kill QWERTY?
Yeah, I will. Alright, so, I don't know if you saw this, there was a time limit, it was like 10 minutes,
Yep,
something a little
I
bit
saw the whole
reasonable.
thing. I just said I saw the whole.
Oh,
I saw the whole thing.
Time ran out.
Mhm.
I knew Nate was going to do something quick,
Yep.
so it was time to kill Cody. I was kind of watching it near the end, because, after the Josh incident, Josh was going to be in spawn, waiting for me to kill Cody, and then he'll finish the job. Nate came out, or something like that. Josh got banned from the shop, I don't remember. Got hit a bit, he nearly got one-shotted. No, he was like nearly one-shot. I teleported him, gave him a golden apple, he healed. Now, then I watched killing Cody, I gave him a bed, he tapped it, scared him, killed him. Now, before
Okay,
we
so
talk about...
why did you kill QWERTY? I'm gonna ask this
Okay.
again. Why
I did tell
you
you.
kill QWERTY?
I did tell you, but you didn't probably catch it. Because Nate is not leaving. He's not going to cave in. This fight is going to be...
That was the only
want
way
to
you can
fight?
make him cave in.
And it didn't work, but that was the plan. Now, here's the thing. You might think, okay, that's stupid. Why did you kill an innocent man? Listen, do you
No,
want
that's
the
not
SMP
that. It's not really that.
to be... Okay, here's the thing. Do you want the SMP to be, again, in a loop of, oh, let's call it this role, like last time, and that kind of led to the break?
No,
If
I
I
think
did
you
kill
should.
Cody,
I
we
think
would've
I
been-
actually do think it was Nate's fault for not fighting you. I actually did.
Yes.
I actually wanted Nate to fight you. He had better armor. I
Yeah.
wanted to see a fight, but and this is the war. I'm not talking about real life. This is just war.
Yeah.
To fight, you'd want to have etiquette in yourself. You'd want to have a form of etiquette. And you said to Nate that you fight man on man, but you didn't fight man on man. You fought
What do you mean?
with a hostage. You didn't really fight him man on man.
Yes, but can I get into that?
It was
It's 'cause, like,
Nate
the-
was. I think they're. I think it was smart. I liked it, but I don't know why you had to make one problem go away by creating another problem
Can I
with QWERTY.
justify-
Because now I will say, I don't know anything, but I think QWERTY might, be, kind of against you, might be saying, like, why did he do this? Why do you have to bring me in? So at the moment, I think you did create tension by eliminating your tension with Nate.
Yes, I know, and I
And
know.
I just didn't like that. I really just thought
Yeah,
if you wanted to cure it with Nate, fight him man on man without including anybody else.
Yeah, I get
Because
that,
it
but
created
like,
another problem.
Like, can I get in the ball?
Yes, yeah.
I get it, and I 100% agree with that. And I would not normally do a hostage,
Yep.
but it's kind of different with Nate. Nate's
It's
the
fine
only
with the
thing they
hostage
do.
if you didn't say. If you just,
Listen,
I would be
okay,
fine with it if you didn't say like I would fight him man on man. I'd be totally fine with
okay,
that hostage.
bro. I got it to my point because it's mostly just you right now. I'm trying to like clear
Okay,
the
yeah,
air.
yeah, yeah.
Okay?
All right, now I want to. Yeah, you
Okay,
can go.
let me fully get into it. So I would normally not do that. But you cannot get me in now. I would not normally do that. But the reason why I felt like I had to is because like he is just building his shop and he will not go. I know him, and if he will, he's just gonna do a peek and come right in. And that's if I was lucky. If you noticed, I was saying a lot of things on Nate, and I'm like, it would be even lucky if you can go in and out. That's like my lucky moment because like it's like really rare for him even to do a peek anymore. So that's like the point is, I can't really fight Nate unless I have to do something else. And I'll say I'm not going to glue stops because that's illegal. So the only thing I could really do that I thought in the moment, sure, there might have been other smarter ways to do it. But listen, when you're in a fight, you could do things that you don't have that much time to react, right?
Okay.
It's like getting
I
pulled
understand
over by
that.
the cops. Your mind just goes racing, and you have to think of something ASAP. And when I'm watching the old SMP videos, because I'm trying to make that school eventually,
Yeah.
I think I remember the Cody hostage. I'm like, oh, let's just do that.
You bring up
Got
a
Cody
good point.
hostage. Got Cody hostage. I did not want to kill Cody. I really didn't. I just wanted Nate to be there, and I fight him, get that over with. I didn't want to kill Cody, but I also have to prove a point that when I say things, I mean it. Because if I didn't kill Cody, then it just makes me like if I ever do something again
Okay.
similar to that, then people might not just go with my word on it because they're like, oh, he's not doing it, so I had to.
Okay.
I do plan on loving Cody. I really want to say I do plan on loving Cody. I'm gotta get the book. Axolotl has it.
So
I'm
how are
gonna
you
try
gonna
to
get
do
it
a
from
meeting with
Axolotl?
Axolotl. I don't want to kill him. I want to have a friendly meeting. He gets me the book.
Okay. He's probably gonna give
If
you the book.
yeah, if he doesn't, then I don't know. Maybe there'll be
What are
another
you gonna
book.
say? What are you gonna say if he doesn't give you the book?
Alright, like I said, there might be a wall if I do a wall. If I just hear me out. If I just kill him once and get his loot, I'll just plan on getting his
Give
loot
it
back,
back.
call
Give
it
it
it.
back. Right. Yeah. Give it back. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him all his loot back. I don't even need his loot, and I just want that to
Okay.
be quick
So
and
now this
painless.
is okay. So I thank you. You just actually brought me into my next point. I think you can actually agree with this right here. It's yes
Okay.
or no. I don't want you to go into justification. You can go into
Yep.
justification after you answer this.
Alright.
Do you just want power? It's yes or no.
Alright.
It's
No.
yes or no. You don't.
No.
Now please justify why.
What? Now I can? Alright.
Justify,
It's
no, I said
funny,
after.
and
No,
I
I said
want it.
after. No, I said after. I don't want like before. Usually before when I say like a yes or no, you go into justification. I want you to go after, so I know like, yeah.
Yeah, I said no.
Okay.
And
Nice.
after that, do my justification? Why I said
No. Yeah. Now justify
Alright.
the no. Now why?
Alright. The reason I say no is that I know I want it because I said I'm gonna be power hungry now, guys. I don't know if you saw that. And I said I was gonna be power hungry now, and
Okay.
blah blah blah. Like I said, it's like the president thing. In the moment, I don't want power. The reason I want book is so I can rev Cody. So I can rev Cody, and you might be like, wait, can just Axolotl do it? No, I want the book because I want the slashers, us, to have the book because, I mean, I guess you could say I kind of want power, but don't you want power? Anyone on the SMP wants power, right? But it's not like I'm gonna be
But
power hungry in a
TK.
way where I'm just gonna fucking. But Fulton, I'm not gonna be like very power hungry where like I'm going to just destroy you with power and just kill you and put you on the line and then kill you again and like a fish like you know like with a fishing rod and you you hook a fish and then you put him back in the water and hook
Why?
another fish. I'm not doing that to you.
Okay,
I
I
just want the
understand.
book so I can have the power for the slashers.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I understand. But why is it every time you join a country, besides United Fortunes was a really unique country. See, our way to get to number 1 wasn't by using fighting. It was by using something else. It was using socially, talking. You
That's what I'm doing.
use your country as propaganda to fight people. That's what you prioritize your country in fighting. So you're saying like what to make your country great is to fight. Okay, to fight. It makes me think that you don't like a lot of the times a country isn't just based on fighting, it's based on what they have to offer in economy, what they have to offer for resources. It's not just fighting. Because let me tell you this, a lot of teams can fight really good, but when they lose, they have nothing left. They have nothing. Why? Because they have no resources. They didn't bother to trade with anybody. All they cared about was taking out their sword and start slashing people.
Yes.
And I don't.
Okay.
And let me just say out. And I do think that might be where your country is going, because I prioritize in my country, which is I'm setting my standards at my country because a lot of people agree United Fortunes was a really good team. It was a really good team.
Yes, I love it.
And wait, but hold on.
And
Can I also continue?
Yes.
I think using the fighting strategy by intimidating people that you can fight isn't the best way to gain members. It sets a tone in the S&P that people just feel like they whatever they say has a consequence to it. And this kind of relates, and again, it's an Anarchy server, but if it's an Anarchy server, I think from the beginning, we shouldn't have had all this shops. It should have just been, like kind of like the Donut S&P. You can still trade with people, but there is no like shops. You can grief all the shops, right? If someone does make a shop, you can just grief it. So I'm just questioning now. I know it's too late. Obviously, you're not going to take away all the shops. That's just a dumb move. You'd probably lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm just questioning why people still use, and I'm just questioning why you still use this is an Anarchy server, which it isn't anymore. It's not. It's not an Anarchy. Let's be honest. This is not an Anarchy server anymore. This is not. Why do you still use the Anarchy server into saying why it's justified to kill people?
Okay, I'll go now. Let me go. I'm not gonna get into the shops. Listen, you don't like when history repeats itself, so I'm not even gonna get into why shops. I've already stated it. I've already stated why there's shops. We already had that story. So there's no point of me telling you why, because then I'm just doing a whole conversation we already have done, and then this whole meeting just feels like what we have been doing. So that's not what I'm gonna do. And why do I still say it's Anarchy? Because I feel like people are not getting the point that killing is allowed. So that is why I say Anarchy. And I guess it's not Anarchy, but then fine, it's not Anarchy. You know what I mean. There's PvP allowed. So even if it's not Anarchy, you get what I'm trying to say. There's PvP allowed. And I know you have another thing in that thing, so let me explain the other part of it. With the axolotl, with the intimidating strats. I'm not even going to say it's an Anarchy server. I'm just going to go straight to it. Listen, I'm just going to be an honest person. And why am I just going to say, okay, I'm not going to fight. Even if I didn't even say I'm not going to fight you. If I just talked to Axolotl and didn't even bring up I was going to PvP him or not, and just did a topic, I'm trying to be honest, and I know for a fact that if he doesn't, I'm going to have to do something for the book, right? Because I want my team to have the book. And just like how you want the... what this statue is doing a whole circle moment and not like a loop thing. After this big, cool presidency you accomplished, by the way, I like your presidency. Good job. This was a cool era to be a part of. Now, after this is what we want. Spawn isn't going to just be left in the dust. We're still going to have another president, and you still can go and spawn. We have waypoints for a reason, so you can switch and start making your base or country, and still be able to do shop stuff by just click of a button. That's why we have waypoints. That way you don't have to travel for your country anymore. So, that being said, after this presidency, it's time to work on outside as well as inside. There will still be politics. There will still be able to have a Congress. There will be a future president.
My waypoints don't work.
Really? I'll try to fix
yeah,
that.
they're all bugged. They're bugged. I can't teleport to like anywhere.
Alright, well, I think if you just created a new one, it should work.
I
Maybe I
did that
just.
many times.
Hmm.
It never works.
I would try to do something with that. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I need to try to get that fixed. If I can. I don't know what I would do, because I don't know how to fix it, but I'll try something. Obviously. Because that is very important.
I don't know because if I were to create a country, look, your country, right, has a lot of population, has a lot of good people. Let's be
People
honest,
join
a
you.
lot of people glaze you. A lot of people
Mhm.
do. A lot of people do. Okay? I stand up for being open-minded. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Not a lot of people know what that phrase is. A lot of people are followers. I want to
Yes.
create a sense of
Alright,
wars.
listen. I know what you're trying to say.
Look. Just like you for having anarchy servers, I want wars to be the last option. I actually want something to bring up. Why have wars? I'm going to relate this to real life, but I think it's a really good point. We always use wars. If it's not an anarchy server, we can put away the wars. Why can't we have trade wars? Why can't we have transports? Why can't we adapt? That's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to adapt to other ways of fighting because we know wars always result. Hold on. We know that wars always result in friendships. Something. They always do. Always. So I, myself, and I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to say, okay, wars, I'm not going to ban them because, that would just be eliminating people's rights and stuff. But I want to make other ways of fighting. There can be, territories, buying lands, auctions. Make there be other ways of fighting without wars. To be honest, they shouldn't be called wars anymore. They're not wars. They're just fights. There's a really big difference. I think a war should be something that's going to impact the whole SMP. A war shouldn't just be, Nate and TK for the 100th time fight again. Nate quits. So, it really isn't a war, dude. It's a fight. It's a fight.
Okay.
I'm making other ways of fights and wars that can be both compromised. So good. So good.
I get it, Fortune. You want to also do trade wars. I understand. I get what you're trying to say. I got you. I understand. Alright, listen. I'm gonna keep calling fights wars. That's just my right. I'm just gonna call it wars. It has always been called wars.
The Discord, we shouldn't be calling it wars because they're not a war.
Okay, listen. It's a fight, but I'm just gonna keep calling it war. Day one, it was always called wars. 1v1. I'm not gonna call it fights now. I'm gonna be calling it a war. We don't need to be like Fortnite and change what made the SMP good. Why do that? I'm not doing a whole new UI. Be like, okay, we're gonna change this name to this.
I'm not saying to remove the name of wars. I'm just saying stuff shouldn't be called wars if it's not a real war. The definition of war.
I know.
I looked up on Google. What is the definition of wars? Tell me. A state of armed conflict between different nations or states or different groups within a nation. Does this call a state like a clan or?
Yes, I get it. Why should a 1v1 fight be called a war?
It's not.
I get what you're saying.
Nate is not a nation. Nate is not a nation. Neither am I. I'm not a nation.
No, Fortune, I know. I'm not a nation. You're not a nation. Why should a 1v1 fight be called wars? Listen, I don't care. I don't care the definition. I'm not going to be exact definition and say it's a fight now. I'm just gonna keep calling it wars. That's how it has always been. I'm just gonna keep doing that. I get it's not a nation fighting another nation. It's just a 1v1. I'm just still gonna call it wars. Also, when it comes to spreading out with trade wars, that's okay. Listen, there's two things. There's things called teams, which I'm not in a country, I'm a team. The Slashers isn't a country, it's a team. We're having a team base, something hidden. It's not a country where it's open. We're not trying to make it secret. Our team base is going to be secret, okay? We're a team, not a country. You still can do that. You can still do trade wars, and I can still do that too. And I get there's not that many people left that you can make a team with. You can't really team with people, so why should you open a country, right? Listen, if you are going to make a team, you have to be influential. We, the Slashers, have just did something
under the
influence.
countries? In the Discord, why is the Slashers under the countries if it's not a country?
Because you didn't say, because there's no point, there's no spots where you can make a team. So that's why in the Discord, if you look, we call it a
I saw
team.
it's called a
There's
team.
no other spot to call it a country. Because when we made season 11, we called it countries now, right? So when someone made that slot, they just put countries. They didn't do country/team. So I had no other way
What
to
is
put
your
it, but
team? Okay, all right. I understand what you're saying. Now my next
So
thing.
listen, I'm
What would
influential.
your team bring? What would your team bring
Alright,
to
listen.
your people in the country? What would your team bring?
Yeah, alright. Listen, our team is just
If you
getting
say
started.
protection,
Whoa.
I want more than
I
just
choose-
protection.
Listen, we're not even inviting you to the team yet. I don't even know why you're thinking.
I'm not.
I
Did I
could
ever
go
say I
team.
wanted to join the team?
No, but you're saying what should your team offer?
I
And
know,
our
but
team
what does
does-
your team offer?
I'll get
Why?
into that.
Why
once
do
I
you
get
want
into
people to
other
join you?
things. I'll get into that.
What's the upside
Hold
for
on.
them?
But oh my god, bro, I'm going to say something, and if you
Okay.
won't let me say the other thing I want to say,
Yeah, you can
before
go.
I
Fine.
get into
Alright,
teams,
fine.
I won't say. So, if you ever made a team, the reason why you can't just expect me to always join, right? And I know you're not expecting them, but the point is, if you worry that you want to bring back the United Philippines, but there's no one really to join, you have to, just like the Slashers just did, they did something influential, either a bad way or good way, whatever you want to view it, it's still influence. What we just did was influential, right? So, if you want people to join you, you should have Axolotl and the Dolphin. I mean, Seagull. They haven't made a team yet. They have never announced a team yet. They're not even in our teams. So you can
Let's shift into reality.
take them if you do something super influential. I mean, theoretically, you could do that, and I know
I
you guys
could.
said.
Let's get. All right. I understand.
Is Axolotl want to join me? Yeah. Obviously he wants to join me. But we haven't invited Axolotl, okay? In fact, he didn't even accept it. Even we did invite him once, but he didn't even accept it. So that's just tossed out of the table.
So your
not even accepting
long-lasting
them.
goal. Your
Listen, we're not even
long-lasting goal
accepting
isn't for any bright
You can
side
take
for
them.
people to join your
They either
country.
make their own team, or you can take them. They can make
Okay.
their own team, or
Okay.
you can take them. We
Okay.
are not inviting them. They're gone off the table for us. But we're not going to
Anything
kill
else?
I have kind of like a conclusion now. What I said.
Okay.
Now,
okay,
I was supposed to say this in the prompt, and I didn't get here. So let me get into it about why you shouldn't be scared. I mean, you can be scared. I don't care. But anyways, the point is, we had our reasons for the Slashers, and the reason why we did this influence, revolution, whatever you want to call it, is because of I'm shifting a new fresh start, because we all know what happens. Why the SMP went into a break, so I'm shifting a whole new directions, and since your presidency is gonna be concluded, it's the best time to team start up again. Spawn is gonna be owned by a new president. That's still gonna go on, and we have Spawn, and we got teams starting a whole new start in the
And no matter who
repetitiveness.
the president is, it's gonna be bad because they're probably not gonna have an open mind. There's very few people in the
You see?
SMP right now that have an open mind.
I have an
Nate,
open mind.
if Nate,
I have an open mind.
you have an open mind, but you're teaming with Mr. B, all of your stuff for the presidency is probably gonna be aiming towards getting
No.
your way with
No.
Mr. B in the fight.
No.
You're gonna reverse a lot of my stuff.
Thank you for. No, I'm not. I was just joking. I'm not, by the way. I might reverse some of his stuff because maybe I don't agree with some of his stuff, but you don't agree with some of my stuff, so that's right. Listen, thank you for assuming, by the way, that I was good, something bad. No, I have things I wanted to do, actually. As
I want a
president, some
reason.
good things.
There should always be a
I have
reason
things-
for what.
Yeah,
For what?
there's a reason why I'm trying to be a president, and it's not just power, if you think that is. I think Spawn is cool, and I actually want to keep adjusting to Spawn. I have a couple of ideas that you'll like. I want to do some government funding, where people can, I'm going to have, you know how Nate's gone now? I want his temple to not be owned by someone because it's, cool, and I want that to be, part of government funding, and if Nate ever someday comes back to the SMP, he can have that temple back or whatnot. But that will be part of government funding, so people can still buy tickets, and it will help the government funds. And we can get like Cody, and we can like use the money for Cody to help us build some new like government stuff. I want to do some schools. I've been watching some old history. I have like a big paragraph of lots of facts that people probably don't know, and that's gonna be in the school. I have an idea that I'm gonna have I have a shop idea that you're gonna like. I kind of took some of the stuff that you wanted. That you was gonna add, and I'm gonna have a shop.
I just heard.
It's gonna be what you want. It's gonna be a farming shop. In the farming shop, that I know you want that, so I'm gonna make a shop like that. And it's gonna be like people can buy. You know, in the warehouse, we can buy like things.
Yes.
You can buy like an ankle of lands, and you can farm them. And since you kind of gave you helped me get that idea.
An acre of land.
You can buy an ankle of land and start farming there. That's gonna be my farming shop.
But why?
And since you helped me came up with that, listen, you helped me came up with that shop idea. So I'm gonna give you a free ankle of lands, maybe even more, because I kind of.
Okay, that's actually a really good idea. All right, that actually is a pretty good idea. Okay, a lot of your stuff is actually a really good idea. Yeah. That is a really good idea. And I notice you're bouncing off of what I did. That's really good. I actually like this. I like this. What you're doing. I like it. But.
Yeah. See. So
there's always a but. There's always a but. I really like it. What you said was really good. I really like it because it reflects of what I said. But yesterday, you said, you know, when I'm president, I'm gonna remove all this like politics stuff. You said something about that, which made me really scared for the institutions of this SMP. Meaning you might destroy the SMP.
I literally said a joke, and then I said maybe. Because the reason I said maybe is because I'm not saying I'm going to remove all your stuff, but I don't want you to be like, you lied to me, TK. You said you wasn't going to remove anything I did. There might be some things I didn't like that you did, and I might remove that, but I'm not planning on taking everything you did and just tossing it away. I like some of your president stuff. Now, before you say, what did you like? I don't remember. But I'm not just going to be president, remove all your stuff, and just be trying to be the worst president I ever can just to hold the SMP. And there's another thing I was going to do as president, and I want to focus on Area 1 a bit. Now, I don't want any more shops to be there, but I do think there'll be some nice, cool redesigns we could do.
Where?
And with the government funding, I'm going to also put that to some shops, some old shops. I think we should, Area 1. I think there shouldn't be more shops there, but I think there could be some nice redesigns. And I want the government funding to go to Area 1 a bit, not just put government stuff, because I think that some government funding can go to like the Skate Hotel, can go to the Fortunes on my nose, and to do some redesigns to make it look cool, because I think Area 1 looks amazing. I mean, wait, not Area 1. Did I keep saying Area 1? Did I just say Area 1?
Yeah,
did I keep saying Area 1?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What I mean is, oh yeah, sorry. What was those things called? Like the folk section? What do we call it?
I'm just saying, I had plans.
This is like.
Look, what I'm saying, right?
Wait,
I agree with a lot. Can I just say something?
Yeah, keep going. I'm just gonna figure this out. Keep going, I'm listening.
I think what you said was really good, but I actually had planned. Wait, where are you going?
I'm just trying to get the wording correctly because it kept saying L1, but I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know what it's called. That one makes sense. Yeah, Route 1. Thank you. I'm coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, Route 1.
I'm
going to be focusing a little bit on some redesigns for Route 1.
What I'm saying,
like for
as president, I have plans for other presidents. My plans for other presidents was to make farms, to make a lot of farms in Spawn. I want farms. I want it.
Yeah.
I want people to sell stuff from their farm.
Well,
I want people to sell stuff.
Yeah.
I want food. I want future research centers. Something you can do, research centers. And I want people to build those in honor of me, because I motivated them to do that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You want me to scratch on some of your ideas. With the farming, maybe the research channels, if I understand what that means, if you tell me, but before you tell me, with the farming, I just want that to be a shop. And I don't know if people can sell things from that, because I might make it how people can sell things on it. I'm still thinking how I'm going to do the farming thing, but like I don't want that to just to be government thing, because the reason I don't allow farming to spawn, it's just because then remember like the stupid sugar cane in the sky in season 8, which was ugly, and plus with farming that just makes people want to stay in spawn because they have the shop which they count as a base sometimes, and then they can do farming. So then they use the farming to have farms, and that doesn't make anyone to go out spawn because then they're just gonna be like having a mob farm and spawn. And that just makes people just want to stay in spawn, because then what the hell is the point of going out of spawn if you can do everything in spawn? But I'll have a shop where you can make your own farming and whatever. But
I understand. I think we see
it.
two different things. You see the SMP. I see the SMP as spawn is a whole different reality. Spawn is one thing different than the SMP. Spawn is where you can be your own person, do what you want, get resources to go out into the real world. Your view
is
that's
exactly what you can do.
Your view of spawn is there is a whole different world out there. Spawn shouldn't be this place. You're kind of relating spawn to spawns in other SMPs. Spawns in other SMPs don't have all this shit. You want spawn to be kind of a place where you start, maybe, make a couple friends, and alright, maybe we'll throw in a shop and get some resources. But I see spawn as a whole different reality. I see spawn as, if you want to play the game without fighting, that is what you can do. That's how I see spawn.
Yeah.
That's how I want spawn. I actually said that at the beginning. Spawn is going to be a place for different types of people. And I did accomplish that, which I'm super happy. I made Spawn have so many different stuff. I made Spawn have a fighting arena that now works for people that want to fight. Farming, I'm still trying to do that, but obviously I'm not going to have time to do that. There is a little farm, which I'm happy about, and that's it. But I'm just so glad that I got what I wanted on Spawn. And I really hope those presidents can see what great Spawn will bring to the SMP and how it's a whole different reality. That's how I
got what I thought about Spawn, but there's a little bit different things I want to add about how I view Spawn. I view Spawn as for beginners, to make your shop, to get iron and stuff, to get money, to buy from other shops for a bit, and that's just like Spawn's like a shopping district. Also, you can go to different communities, have fun there with it's kind of like Spawn is also like the event area where a lot of the events will be hosting, like fighting arenas, like a fun, like a event that will be hosted by Fortune, and we got like elections that you can support. So it's also it's like a whole like event community section.
That would be true if we. I agree with that, but that's not really true because we don't have a lot of members, man. I wish we had more members.
I know, but like I'm saying, like in a perfect reality with members. That's how it is. Obviously, we don't have all the members because Fortune trusts
people
to not
Remember the good times
shops.
in Season 8 when we had all those members on?
And I thought it was fun, too. But the thing is, the reason why there's a lot of people on my streams that say, can I join? And sometimes a lot of time I deny them. And the reason why, it's not like in Season 8, I always accepted them. But in Season 8, there was an incident that occurred where my whole hotel got griefed and many other shops, and I had to go back to server. And lost progress. That's why I don't trust people as I used to do. They, inviting every member that wants to.
Dude, I think that's where it comes to a stump for me. That's where I can get to a stump. That's where I think that's the perfect opportunity. That's the perfect opportunity to say, hey, you can fight in Spawn, you can fight in shops, you can destroy shops. That's the great opportunity to say that. That's how you gain more members. That's how you will gain more members. I don't want
TK, what happened to doing solo? Hey, Nate, there's things I have. Nate, listen, before you get mad at me from that, I will still work on Stellaria with you today. I will. After this meeting and other things, I will. But the reason I have to also do the SMP, Nate, because I'm not just going to scrap the SMP just to go straight to Stellaria. There's things I had scheduled today, like a meeting with Fortune, which I'm doing right now. And I've scheduled that literally yesterday. I'm not scrapping that. Yeah, there's a debate going on. But you said ASAP. Yeah, I also said I'm going to do that ASAP with Fortune. And I am trying to do that ASAP. And that's why I'm trying to get through this meeting. But things that I've set in stone, and it will be immature and wrong of me if I just put that off. After I promised yesterday to Fortune, I will do that, and I will work on Solaria with you after this meeting. But there's things I need to do, otherwise I'm just gonna scrap SMP and I'm gonna go on Solaria, and then I'm gonna scrap Solaria and go on the SMP, and balance those things
Really
out.
fun map, by the way. Really
okay.
fun map.
Thank you. And yeah, so here's the thing. I think we have a lot of.
Can we try to get into a new prompt? Can we get into a new prompt?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I need to do the conclusion prompt. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be sitting down.
Okay.
All right. Conclusion prompt is. I think me and you agree and disagree about politics and stuff, but I think we can and I think we already came to a compromise. And you understand what I'm doing. I understand what you're doing. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own viewpoints. So obviously, if I try to become president, I'm gonna do everything you do because I'm not you. I'm my own person. I have my own viewpoints, like how you have your own viewpoints on how things should be, and everyone else has what they want to do. We all group on that and spawn, and I view spawn like that. And I think the finale thing is people. Slashers isn't here just to kill people, so we are trying to make agreement with Axelrod to get.
So wait, why are you guys here in the first place? Why are you guys here in the first place?
The Slashers?
Yeah.
Why did we do this riot? So we can. So
no.
When the next election comes.
Slashers? Why'd you create the team Slashers?
Why did I come? Because
why?
Here's a quote that I've made on the SMP. You are useless without a teammate. Take that how you will, and you don't have to agree with me, but it's such a fact. I feel like that's a fact.
I think you're really misinterpreting.
Cody, listen, Cody. Fortune, in the whole SMP, without a teammate, when all my teammates betrayed me back in season 8, I lost. With a teammate, you need someone that you can trust to build something. There's not a country without another person.
I understand, I understand that's a teammate, but now you're turning it into a ruler. I think it should just be a teammate. If you're just trying to make it like a protection thing and you want a team. Oops, wait, what was that?
No, it's not just protection. We're just doing fun things. In Minecraft, you build bases with your friend. That's like the whole point. Me and Mr. B are just building a base. We're just a team. It doesn't have to be all political about I'm having this on a team. It's just a team, and I thought it's kind of fun. And plus the team, I can just get some of the things I wanted to be done on the SMP with my teammate and establish some influence to get to the next era and avoid some of the full circle moments that we always have to do with the
I think that's where the SMP can get really repetitive if it's just create a base. That can just get really, really repetitive, dude.
Okay, well, same with just doing politics, though.
No. That's not repetitive at all.
Yes. Oh my
I don't
god,
really
yes,
know if
it
that's
is.
repetitive.
You made a stupid rule, people get mad. That's pretty repetitive.
What?
Hey, United Fortunes wasn't that repetitive. We did some fun things. Remember that?
We did, but we still had politics there. Well, not politics, but
yeah, but listen.
What you consider politics.
It doesn't have to be politics. Listen, you don't have to have. Okay, listen. Not everything has to be the exact same thing.
Take a seat, please.
Okay, listen. Not everything in life has to be the exact same thing. I can do things differently, just like how you do things differently. You want politics? You want to do a country? I want to do a team. In the beginning days, there's no countries with a team. I'm going to the team. You're going to a country. That's fine. You can get your team members. I can do your team members. We can eventually do a trade war and stuff. And I'm not always trying to seek goals.
Eventually. I really want to see when eventually is, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the next era, the thing about the SMP is things move fast. And we will see what happens with this team. And we see what happens with your team. And that is foaming. The end. Because, well, it's serious because I don't think anyone's hearing me out. I'm just saying I can be in the team and it doesn't have to be all about politics. No, there's no new prompt. It's the conclusion. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The Slashers isn't trying to kill everyone. We are just, foaming our team and we're doing a whole new influence and we're trying to influence people to make their own teams. And the next president would take
not really
spawn,
influencing people to make their own teams. You hold on, wait, hold on.
I am.
You're not really influencing. You just said.
Oh my
Hold on.
god, I'm not doing pops. You take this debate way too long. Oh, stupid things I've already answered.
Okay.
So
All right. Well,
it's
we
a
can agree. You know what? Well, look, it was fun. We can agree to disagree. All right, man. All right, it was fun. Wait.
Yes.
Can we dig a little handshake? It
And
was
you see
fun.
what happens. The whole point of this meeting is the whole point of this meeting before we got super on topic is the Slashers isn't gonna try to kill anyone. We just had a why. It's literally wait, listen. We are moving on to the next era. There's gonna be a new president. We're moving on. The end. All right, now before I get off, it's time for you to pack your bag and move. It's interruption day. Let's work on that.
All right. Look. Well, wait. It was fun. It was fun having you on the debate session today. It was. We can agree to disagree on some things, but
All right.
you know, it was fun out there. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation today. We can agree.
I'm
you know,
shaking your hand. I'm shaking your hand.
Yes. All right.
We agree to disagree. Here we
Here,
go.
wait. Wait. Hold up. Wait. Wait. Which one is the handshake? Wait. Which one is it? Frick. I didn't mean to drop that.
Time to pack your bag.
Got it. All right. All right. I gotta pack up, dude. You can. I don't know where you want to go, but I gotta pack up.
I'm watching you pack your bags.
Should
'cause you're not
I
screaming
should
at
I
me.
take like any documents with me, or should I just keep them here for history?
Oh, you got a ton of people following you. Keep the documents here. Every document should stay here. No presence is allowed to take the documents.
Okay.
This is the history stuff. Wait, a lot of
These are stuff. A lot of this stuff is mine.
Make the book and clear stay here.
Yeah.
If you like what I did, you can use that one of those book and clears to write the letter for the next president.
Yeah.
So I did.
Can I have like a bin, like a trash? Like, do you have like lava anywhere? You're not here.
I don't.
Darn it. Can you maybe take this stuff?
I think.
It's really good. I love this music stuff.
Alright, well, it was nice of you being president. Move out. I'll miss you as president. Maybe you will win again. Fortune, if you ever win again. We'll see what happens with the next presidency. The SMP is heading off to a new era. Hopefully the new era will probably start tomorrow with the new, hopefully I can get the candidates in time for tomorrow. And we will see who's the next president. And after that, please, let's focus on Outer Squad a little bit. Otherwise, there will be 1,000 more wars repetitively. Anyways, yes, it would. Because I'm fighting because people are like,
on that.
I'm not doing another debate. That's gonna be another hour of just nothing getting done. Anyways, I'm off. Sorry, I'm just a little bit tired of everything. We'll see the new era. TK is starting off. Alright, Nate, I'm gonna work on Solaria. I'm not Nate. Alright, Fortune, I'm gonna work on Solaria now. If you want to help, that's fine. But I'm gonna do it.
Really bad. My planning. Oh, no. Frick, okay, he logged off. Okay, I gotta move out of the White House. Unfortunately, today is a sad day. I have to move out, and I gotta write a letter to the next president. Alright, time to get out of here. Alright. I'm basically done. I need to write the letter. Alright. I'm now gonna head over and write the letter to the upcoming president. And yeah, this is a really sad day. Gotta move out of the White House. We got a lot done. Economy, trade, bridges, a lot of stuff got done. Agriculture. I'm happy of what we got done as president. And I'm definitely gonna miss this place a lot. But you know, yeah. I'm probably gonna pause stream for this part. Alright, I just got done with my book, 14th President. I'm gonna rename it. Alright, for the next president, your letter will be right here. It's going to be in the back. Hopefully you'll see it. I come in peace. The letter will be right there. What you need, yeah. So the letter is going to be back here. Take it when you need the upcoming 14th president. I will take this. These are my goals. And we can listen to Big Step on our way. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream there. This can be kept with the new president. We can take Big Step out of here. Yeah, we can take that out. That can be moved out. And whoa. What is that? Let me review all these books. This can go back in. Let me make sure these are all empty. Let me make sure everything's all set. This might be the last time I'm going to be heading inside the White House. It was a fun time while it lasted, but all good things must come to an end. My good old Oval Office. Gonna miss it in its entirety. Thank you for everything you've brought in me. Thank you for the SMP. Thank you for allowing me to be inside of your presence. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you. I really do appreciate what you've brought to me. I really hope we can meet again. Bye. I'm gonna end the stream. I'll see you guys later in Election Day tomorrow. Peace.